Hello and welcome to the Three Geeks podcast. My name is Jason. I am joined by Rondell, Dan, Max, and Mike. But for tonight, we will be calling him Mikey, and that is some of the best damn cosplay I've ever seen in my life. Dan and Max on the couch. Say hi to everybody.
Hello. How's it going? I'm not Max, though. I'm Fat Ninja.
Me and Rondell right here. I see we have some viewers. We're going to be doing some audience interaction today, so jump on our YouTube stream and join in the chat. We have a chat there. If you don't have YouTube, you can jump on Facebook, message us there, or tweet at us. Just let us know what you think at 3 Geeks Podcast, and just hashtag 3 Geeks Podcast. We'll pull it up and read it. We're going to be going over favorite horror films, favorite horror games, just talking horror movies in general is our main subject for tonight. But before we get into that, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Go check out Mike over at youtube.com/Mike McGTV. I was a special guest on McChats this week. We were discussing some things that we personally thought Kevin Smith could do to kind of get back on track. I know that there's some controversy amongst his fans saying that he's never gotten off track, that he's still just as strong as he ever was. But just jump on there, watch me and Mike's conversation. It's pretty interesting. Also, check out our buddy Arc Matter, Domo Batman at youtube.com/Arc Matter. He shouts us out on every single one of his videos, so we just wanted to extend the love. And audibletrial.com/3 geeks is bringing you this podcast tonight. Max, tell our good people about Audible.
Audible has got over 180,000 possible titles for you to pick from. Download one of them and listen to them. Do they get a free download?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When so you get the first one is free. You can get cool books like It that Jason never finished because it's 8 years long. Dan enjoys much reading of physical books. Do you Audible also, Dan?
I do indeed. I have been doing the horribly nerdy thing of listening to The Lord of the Rings as I drive around to work.
I think I could deal with that. I couldn't read The Lord of the Rings. I might Audible The Lord of the Rings.
I still have the thing 5 times.
Yeah, but you're a huge nerd, unlike the rest of us.
Yes, that's why I'm not a geek. I'm a nerd. You see?
So Audible's great. If you don't have space for books, you can Audible your books. Just listen to them. You don't have to keep the potential fire hazard in your house. If you can't read, if you don't have arms, so you can't swipe to the next thing on your reader, so you got to deal with. You can just hit, use your toe, hit the button, let the book play.
Turn into my left foot.
Anyway, audible.com. They have not dropped us as a sponsor, which is amazing to us. Also, in the section below, you'll catch a link to TeePublic for 3 Geeks and TeePublic for Mike McGTV. Definitely go check those out. Mike is responsible for the artwork on both sites, so definitely go support us there. And the last thing I have is also in the description of this video, we have the links to last week's McChats that I just brought up, our new show, Van Dam Nation, Sports Nerds, Anime-Niacs. So definitely go check that out. And again, this year we are giving away a $100 Visa gift card. All you have to do is go to Facebook, like the page, join the event. We made it a lot easier this year. So just jump on, show us some love there. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. Last week we saw the premiere of The Walking Dead, and I bring this up. I know I did a review with my wife on our Facebook Live, but Rondell, I know, is really into this show, and I thought maybe we could get the usual 7 words about The Walking Dead from Mr. Rondell. So, Rondell, your thoughts?
Fuck Negan.
What?
Fuck Negan.
I love Negan.
Nah, he's awesome. I love the actor portrayal, but as I posted on Facebook, Negan is savage. I haven't read the story at all. I'm solely flying by the TV series. Love it. And I just can't wait for the day that hopefully Rick or Daryl exact awesome revenge against Negan.
I think Daryl's in trouble. But One of the things I liked about the show, and if you watch the Facebook reactions, and spoiler alert, anybody on the podcast that didn't watch it that cares, cover your ears, or if you're watching us, just mute it for a few seconds. But, you know, we did the first reaction to the first bat incident where it's Abraham, and I'm just like, I look at Liz and I go, really? I didn't care. Abraham, it wasn't like any character that I was invested in. And, you know, full disclosure, I'm not really a fan of this show. I haven't been since season 3. I mean, they occasionally pull me back in, but I'm not really a fan. And then they come with the second, and it's Glenn. And it felt, as somebody, like I said, who's not as invested in the show as everybody else, it felt like a punch in the gut. Like, they totally caught you off guard with that. And I think this episode is some of the most brilliant writing that this show has ever showcased, which I know that doesn't say a lot because I know there's a lot of Walking Dead haters out there. I'm just saying that I'm totally invested, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan is the reason that I'm invested in this show. And Andrew Lincoln, I've never seen a performance like that before. Just the emotion in his face at the beginning of this episode, and then the just total defeat and loss. You saw it in his face. Like, he was just a broken man by the end of this episode, and the way he played it was some of the best acting I've ever seen on TV. So, you know, not being a fan of the show, I got to call it as it is. This is one of the best hours of television I have ever seen, and kudos to those guys over there. You caught me wanting to watch The Walking Dead. The first time ever I am excited to watch an episode of Walking Dead, and that is tonight. So, yeah. Moving on to Westworld. What a good show. Max.
Yes.
God, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for bringing it into my life.
You can thank the guys at HBO because they actually, this isn't like the Suicide Squad where I was like on set every day. You know, Westworld is awesome. This is like the return of Ed Harris. It's just, yeah, it's good pretty much on all levels. Evan Rachel Wood.
Yep, Evan Rachel Wood.
Okay, yeah, that's her name. She's awesome. I like Thandie Newton in this one. Even James Marsden is in it, and it's like you don't want to like punch him in the face every time you see him. And yeah, no, it's just good. It's really good. I'm liking the way the story's progressing, and yeah, I can't wait to see it. I'm excited to see the episode tonight.
Mike, you want to talk about Westworld for a second?
Sure, I'm really enjoying it. And as someone who I have recollections of seeing the original movie that Michael Crichton wrote and directed, and even then it was like, yeah, okay, it's a standard kind of like almost horror movie type of stuff happening here, science fiction horror. Here I feel really bad for the artificial beings. Like I've been mentioning for many weeks now, I can't play Red Dead Redemption the same way anymore because I kind of feel guilty now for all those NPCs. So, yeah, and this, I mean, Red Dead Redemption and a couple of other things really influenced this show, you can tell, and they take it to kind of the next level, and it's kind of surreal how very close we might be to something like this in a couple of decades, perhaps. Who knows? But yeah, I'm enjoying the show for what it is. Really good storytelling. It's not giving away all its secrets yet. I'm really curious what the maze is all about, and whenever they find the entrance to it, or if they're already in the maze, or whatever that means. And I'm really curious what's going to happen to Dolores. And yeah, like Max said, it's the first time I've enjoyed James. It's the first time James Marsden's been given something, you know, pretty in depth to work with. He's always that standard, like, I'm the other love interest, or I'm the other dude who's going to get killed. I mean, he gets killed a lot in this show, but here it feels like he's going to have, like, an actual character to have a story arc with, as opposed to, like, you know, Cyclops is in the background for a while, and then he gets eaten by the Phoenix or whatever happened there. But, yeah, I'm enjoying Westworld. It's on tonight.
If you had the means, like, would you go to a Westworld type of deal? Like, if that existed?
Hell yeah.
I would definitely go.
I'd probably go too. But my thing watching the show, I looked at my wife and I said, if like somebody is that excited about shooting all of these people, like, shouldn't there be like a psychologist when they leave the place?
Well, they got it all worked out in Westworld, so now they don't need a psychologist.
Look how much the Call of Duty franchise sells every year.
That's true, but I mean, they look like real people, and they're bleeding like real people. And there's this one guy who just keeps capping people in the chest. It's like you've got some emotional stuff to take care of, but no,
that's him taking care of it.
Yeah, he's just blowing off steam, what they call it,
But no, man, TV. I've watched some really good TV this week. Started with Night of, Walking Dead, and then now this. I'm just excited to see. I got to go back. I need to watch The Wire too. It's on my list to do very soon.
Yeah.
But Max, what else did you do this weekend?
This weekend, what did I do? Not much. Played a lot of Magic. I watched Kung Fu Panda 3. I wish I would have watched that movie in the theater. I'm like disappointed that I missed it or that I let it go by. It's a solid flick. I think it's the best of the three. And that's my super geeky thing. Kung Fu Panda 3.
Is that going to be an Anime-Niacs episode now?
I guess it could, but I feel like I already just kind of like did it.
Yeah, because
no one else wants to hear from anyone else about this. So,
Max, I am being told that you need to move your car.
What?
Sorry.
It's terrible. It's terrible news. It allows me to get a drink as well. Right.
And see, it's just we're helping each other out. Go ahead and send in those horror movies that you guys like. We're getting to that after just a few topics that I've picked out to discuss. Really kind of was a slow news week, and these news topics aren't like huge news topics. Just gives me an excuse to talk about 10 Cloverfield Lane again. The next Cloverfield movie has been revealed to be the film God Particle coming from Bad Robot, and I'm excited about this. I love the fact that they're making like these different movies set in this universe that may or may not directly tie into like the main event. So I can't wait to see what they do next. I loved 10 Cloverfield Lane. I thought it was a really good piece of science fiction disguised as something else, and I can't wait to see what they do with this. Apparently the plan is to make a new Cloverfield movie every year. So if they keep coming with what they've done already, then nothing but good things coming, I think. Mike, your thoughts?
As long as it's a fun movie, yeah, sure. I don't care if it really ties into the a long interweaving story or whatever like that. As long as it's fun to watch and something I can invest in, I could see it definitely being kind of like the cinematic version of Twilight Zone or Black Mirror with regards to that, where there are certain themes that are carried throughout both movies, or throughout all the movies, but they always add like a new angle or a new twist to it. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm really interested to know what it's about, but the way these movies have shown so far, they're going to leave you kind of guessing what's going on up until the movie actually releases, or they won't even let you know there's a movie on its way, or that the movie will be released until like the week before. So
It's true. Dan, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I like the first Cloverfield. I've heard good things about the second one that I haven't seen yet. Yeah, I mean, I think we could do an anthology series. Well, not an anthology series, but one every year. I mean, it sounds doable. They haven't gotten crappy yet. I mean, when they start making like the Season of the Witch one, then it's done. But
Rundell, have you seen any of the Cloverfield films?
First one, haven't seen the second one. I'm probably along the same lines as my typical DC answer. Make a good movie, I'll watch it. But I'm not really excited either way. That one's coming out. It's like, oh, okay, it'll be a movie to watch one night.
I've got 2 words for anybody on the fence about watching 10 Cloverfield Lane. John Goodman. He's really good in this movie. Well, I guess Max is still moving his car, so we'll get to him later. But somebody in the chat writes, I want to watch the horror movie that happens when Max goes to move his car in the dark. I wouldn't mind seeing that movie, too.
I'll take something.
Sure. Max is getting us drinks to the people that are listening.
Apparently, it wasn't a very good horror movie because he seems unscathed. I mean,
now, see, if he was wearing a clown mask, it might have gotten more interesting.
Yeah.
Which I could have accommodated. I got one over there. All right. Anyway, let's move on. I'm excited to get to the horror movie conversation. So this is not confirmed by any studio sources, but according to some comments made by Jeremy Irons, it looks like Batman is set to start filming next summer. Mike?
Woo! Okay. Like I mentioned before, I have faith that Affleck could pull it off, hopefully on all sides, because he's done it before with other movies, taking the whole superhero aspect out of it. Yeah, I'm interested to see what he can bring to the genre. Just as a filmmaker, we've seen what he's been able to bring as a decent Batman. Now, hopefully, he gives himself something to do that's worthwhile in his own movie. So, yeah.
Max,
good.
what are your thoughts on Batman possibly shooting this summer? He's eating a Rice Krispie treat. Dan, tell us your thoughts.
Already did. Oh, wait, Batman?
Yeah, Batman, not
Oh,
Cloverfield.
yeah, sure. That's cool. I'll go see it. Just I hope I won't get depressed like the last one.
Well, with Batman, if you're a little bit depressed, that's how it's supposed to be, but like not with Superman. Anyway.
No. I mean, you should still leave saying that was a badass movie. Sorry for your loss, Batman. You know?
Fair enough. So it's shooting this summer, or they're throwing it out?
Shooting
next
this
summer.
summer.
They're saying it's shooting this. Jeremy Irons has
All
made
right,
some
it's
comments saying it's shooting this summer.
Cool. Yeah. Fuck it. Shoot it.
It sounds
Watch it.
very DC. Like they need to get that Batman movie out pretty quick because that's the thing everybody's really talking
as long as they got all their ducks in a row and they got a plan, and fucking someone's got a plan, they're gonna fucking stick to it. I'm down. Let's
Oh, they got a plan. They're gonna shove 47 comic book storylines.
yeah. Let's.
It doesn't matter.
They're gonna call it.
All the-
Put it out.
They're gonna
Put
call
out
the
a good
movie
product.
Batman by himself, and then it's gonna have appearances by Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash. Black Lightning is actually gonna make his first appearance, and then Kid Flash, Robin is gonna be the first Robin, and actually they're gonna have all the Robins, and then after all the Robins, they get done with all of their storylines. They might have enough time to put a little Aqualad in there, but they're gonna be controversial and go Black Aqualad.
But they're gonna end the film with
And
Batman's
that's-
back breaking.
And that's
Yes.
just the heroes. I mean, wait till we get to the villains.
Yes,
That's why it's going to have the subtitle of "Holy crap! Look at all we can cram into this movie."
And they're gonna bring back Bane's chiropractor to fix Batman's back. It's gonna be awesome.
They're gonna go with the same guy from the Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah.
The spine punch is coming back in a big bad way.
I didn't mean it. I'm one of the people that likes Batman Dark Knight Rises, but that was a really stupid way to fix his back. Anyway,
Even my ninja powers aren't good enough to like punch somebody's spine back into place.
I mean, that's how you fix broken bones, people. You just punch people until they don't feel it anymore, and then it's fixed.
Ka-cha!
And then you can walk all the way to Gotham again with no money.
Well, I mean, like him getting back to Gotham isn't that big of a deal because I mean, like he did live life on the streets for a little bit, and he is, as a savvy guy, he could have pickpocketed his way up and got it, and then you get the plane ticket and blah blah blah. It probably wasn't that big of a deal, but he did, travel all the way across the world in like 2 hours
With a broken spine.
yes, with a broken and then punched spine.
Fuzzy in our chat
Jenga in
writes, Batman will have a shared universe with Goodwill Hunting. How do you like them apples, Bruce? I think if there is not a Matt Damon cameo as maybe one of the dead Robins or whatever, I would be kind of disappointed. Or something, like maybe his picture in the background.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
So there's plenty of roles they could throw Matt Damon into, and
A villain would be
Dead
awesome.
Man. Dead Man,
would
for
be
love of
great.
God.
No,
What?
I love Dead Man, just not Matt Damon.
Matt Damon make a good dead man.
Yeah.
Damon is dead, man.
I think so. All right. You didn't see the commercials for that new Chinese movie he's in where they're on the Great Wall of China and Matt Damon is there? Like all of this shit on the Great Wall of China, and for some reason, Matt Damon.
Why can't Ben Affleck and Matt Damon like be successful at the same time?
I think they are both successful at
Yeah.
the same
And
time.
I think the new Bourne didn't do too well, and then now he's playing the Asian guy on the Great Wall of China.
Well, he's not playing an Asian guy though. He's Matt Damon.
All right. Anyway, I'm excited about this news. I
He's
can't
a
wait
long
till it
mustache.
starts shooting. Batman was the best part of Batman v Superman, in my opinion, Ben Affleck was the best part of that movie, and it makes sense that DC would want to get this movie out quicker than normal. I just hope that it's not rushed and there's some thought behind it. But looking at Affleck's movie track record of the stuff that he has directed, I think we're in pretty good hands right now. So I can't wait to see what happens. Rondell, anything to add?
Same as always. Make a good movie. Doesn't matter if you rush it. If you rush it and it's bad, why you rush it?
You don't need to catch up to Marvel, but
Right.
how awesome is it that we're like at the phase that we're getting Doctor Strange in a Marvel movie?
Dude, I'm
I can't
fucking
wait for
hyper
that.
excited for this Doctor Strange movie. I've already got my tickets purchased. It's
How's it?
going down.
Like, I watched a non-spoiler review, and I won't get too much into it, but they were saying how like this never would have worked 8 movies ago, but Marvel has built up the audience's trust that they can now take you interdimensionally, and it works. Like, you just buy it as an audience member because of everything that they've set up so far. Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
I don't really buy that one. But
What's that?
I don't really buy that one. I think it would have worked with Iron Man, whatever the hell, with the Mandarin.
Iron Man
Actually
3.
had him do magic.
But I think so. I think at
I
that
think you would
point
have been like,
could have
hey,
too.
what the hell? I mean,
Yeah, no,
or
like
two.
if the Mandarin was doing some magic, that would have been cool. But like,
Yeah.
even still, like the depth and scope of the stuff that they're doing with Doctor Strange would
Yeah.
be far and away more than they would have showed you in that movie.
Yeah.
Even if, and I agree, he would have been better if he was doing magic. But like,
Yeah.
but Doctor Strange is on like the next level. So
Oh, yeah,
like people,
yeah.
I don't think we're ready for a Doctor Strange movie until like now we've been into the superhero science kind of deal for a long time.
And they did really nerf the Vision.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay.
Christy in the chat says that we all look great. Thank you,
She's
Christy.
a dirty,
Thank you.
filthy liar.
What's that?
Huh?
I think we all look great, Max. Especially you. But Mike wins cosplay of the year. Look at that.
Oh, dude,
Oh, yeah.
Mike's costume
That
is
is
the
flawless. You can vote in the chat on which costume you like
You can
the
make
best.
the mouth move a little more.
shit. Blink if you're under duress, Mike.
Under duress. She says especially Mike. But another
Thanks, Christy.
another piece
I just happen to have snacks in my mask.
That's a good costume. A costume that includes
Yeah.
snacks.
The next piece of news actually kind of makes me excited. It's been confirmed that George Lucas is not a part of the new Indiana Jones film. And
That's good.
is anyone upset by this news?
No?
I know Max is, because he loved Crystal Skull.
Oh.
Crystal Skull is the shit. Everybody fucking loves that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we can all agree that it was the best one.
Especially the part where Shia LaBeouf is swinging with the monkey.
Yeah, man, Tarzan
Yeah.
LaBeouf. That was fucking awesome. I dug the whole deal.
The refrigerator scene was really good.
Huh?
The refrigerator scene.
Yeah, when because a grown man can
Yeah.
get into a lead-lined refrigerator and survive a nuclear explosion from ground zero.
I would be more worried he couldn't open it from the inside. Like
I would
like
be
you-
more
you hear
worried
all the
that
time.
the shock of the refrigerator getting launched for that distance at that height and speed would completely obliterate anybody inside. But
They
apparently,
turn him into jelly.
yeah, apparently you're good.
Harrison Ford jelly.
If you're Indiana Jones, you can just pop right out of there, feeling good. Like, woo! Don't want to try that again.
My
Good thing
favorite-
I'm not irradiated now.
My favorite part were the cool aliens at the end. I mean, who doesn't want aliens in an Indiana Jones movie? I mean, that's what archaeologists do.
Well, yeah, I mean, ancient aliens. You never saw that show on the History Channel where it's like
The guy with the crazy
all
eyes.
the pyramids are
Yeah,
built
yeah.
facing north. Aliens! Woo! I mean, yeah. So it's totally within his fucking wheelhouse.
Rondell, are you upset by this news?
Straight out of steam there.
No, not one bit. It doesn't make any difference to me.
Mike?
Not really. Honestly, to kind of play devil's advocate, I'd be much more interested to see what original stuff George Lucas could make now on his own without having to rely on Indiana Jones or Star Wars. Like, he used to be a really kind of innovative indie filmmaker when he was starting out. I'd be interested to see him try to return to that a little bit, but who knows? But yeah, I'm not really surprised that he wants nothing to do with a fifth one, but that's fine.
Dan?
Yeah, I'm glad he's not attached anymore. Maybe we can get a good one.
I have a feeling this was part of Harrison Ford's deal to do Star Wars. Like, I want to do another indie. I want to make up for the fourth one. I'd like George to just do his thing. And,
No, George Lucas.
well, when he signed on to do Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I heard that, you know, it's rumor and speculation, but one of the things that drew him to doing another Indiana Jones film was Frank Darabont's script that was written, and apparently some of it made it into the movie, but
Yeah.
Dude.
Or it could just be the simple fact of like that's all Disney's stuff now. Like wholeheartedly, like he pretty much gave all of his Lucasfilm stuff to Disney, so they can do whatever they want with it.
to see another director tackle this material could be a lot of fun. Just like Star Wars 7 was a lot of fun, and it looks like Rogue One's.
To be fair, he never directed any of the Indiana Jones movies. He just co-wrote or produced with Spielberg. So you can't lay all the blame at Lucas's feet. Spielberg had a hand in a lot of that fuckery. So yeah, I'd be interested to see who they'd get for a rejuvenated kind of franchise. But I don't know how rejuvenated it's going to be with 80-some-year-old Indy.
And Ryan would like to correct us by saying, knowing a little bit about A-bombs and fridges, the movie was spot on right. We'll take your word for that.
And that's what I was saying. I was like, you would think that would mash all of your bones into mush. But Indiana Jones proves that you can survive a nuclear explosion in a lead-lined fridge.
Experiments for the kiddies.
Mythbusters.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get on. I'm gonna go find an old fridge and we'll do some myth.
That'd be great.
Some depleted uranium, and we'll do a Mythbusters.
All right, guys, let's talk some horror films. I came up with a top 5 over the week. I did a lot more work than I probably should have. But let's just start discussing some of our favorite horror flicks. Rondell, what's one of your favorite horror films?
Oh boy. Horror. I mean, you got your typical classics that we get into and watch every year, especially at my house. Friday the 13th, the first one. You got Halloween. I can remember as a kid first watching Nightmare on Elm Street as a kid on HBO at my grandmother's house. Like, what the hell am I watching? Hell, you got me on the spot. I don't know. That took it down.
Yeah, everybody forgets how innovative the first Friday the 13th was by having Jason's mother as the killer, and the twist. What's that?
You ruined it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert on a movie that's
30
what?
years.
40 years.
Yeah, sorry. There's gonna be spoilers discussing these Halloween films that are, been around for a while. But yeah, Friday the 13th is a classic, especially that first one. Dan, you're really the resident horror guy out of all of us. What are some of your favorites?
For the sake of discussion, I'm going to go with mainstream ones because I'll be like weird Italian movies and it'll be like, oh no. I'm going to go with Halloween, of course. That was a groundbreaker in its day.
Yeah, it was so good.
Definitely going to go with Return of the Living Dead. Because that is a classic. I remember when I was a kid, I saw that when I was probably too young to watch that. And it formed my brain that I have now. Let's see. What else we got? Man, cutting out the giallos is kind of a pain in the ass now.
Let's talk about Halloween for a second. What is it about Halloween that attracted you to it?
Halloween is awesome. It's just a simple premise. It's, scary guy breaks out of mental home. Doctor guy goes after him. Babysitters run in terror. It's cool. But I love the ending where But Laurie takes off his mask, and he just sits there and gets all freaked out, puts the mask back on, gets shot, falls out of the window from the second story. Then when they go look at him, he's gone. That's just cool. I like it. It's so simple, and yet it's awesome.
Oh, spoilers, Dan.
Yeah, see, well, he said spoilers before I said it, so it's all right. I mean, you've got the old classics, Nightmare on Elm Street. The Prowler is one that doesn't get love. So does The Burning. If you can ever find that one, check it out. It's another in the vein of like Friday the 13th, but this caretaker of this, I guess it's a camp, gets horribly burned, and then he just like goes after everybody. But it has like the most jarring tone shifts of any horror movie I think I've ever seen. But there you go. That's for me.
Max, as somebody who's not a horror guy, what are some of your favorites?
I mean, yeah, this is pretty fucking. Like, it's the same ones I always mention all the fucking time: Conjuring and fucking. I like the what was it? Night of the Living Dead? Was it or where they made fast zombies that were in the they're in the mall?
Or Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
The remake.
Yeah, the remake Dawn of the Dead. I like that one. I don't know why. I mean, it was all right. But I think that, or 28 Days Later, that was good too. It was like a fast zombie kind of deal. But I think if it did come down to fast zombies, we'd all be screwed. Like, everybody would be fucking. It's just over. Slow zombies is the only way to survive the thing. But other than that, I'm gonna say the most influential horror movie on like me personally would have to be It. That movie fucked me up because like you guys are all talking about all these horror movies. I've never seen any of them. Like I watched It when I was a kid. It scared the shit out of me. I was like, I'm never watching another horror movie again. Like I was 7, and it was probably like fucking 22 years before I really sat down and watched another horror movie. It was because I ended it on the weird part too. I never saw the whole thing, so the way the movie ended for me was just like a complete and total downer. I was like, it lives. Like they didn't kill it when they were children, and now it's come back for them. And they don't win. Like I didn't see the very end of the movie, so I don't know. It really fucked me up as a kid because I was just like, holy shit. They didn't even win. It's still around.
Because it never dies, Max.
Yes. So, yeah, that really fucked me up, and I stopped watching horror movies altogether because of that. But, yeah, fucking Conjuring, I think, is because it's, like, just creepy enough to stay with you, just like how creepy it was. And it's very, very well shot. So I like that one a lot.
I'll get to you in just a second, Mike, but I'm loving the support we're getting in our chat. So please send in the favorites. But we've got some people listing off some favorites. We got Nightmare on Elm Street 1, 2, and 3, Silence of the Lambs, Jaws.
Silence of the Lambs a horror movie?
I wouldn't call it a horror movie. I would call it a suspense thriller.
I think if you were at Blockbuster Video, though, I'm pretty sure it was in the horror section.
No, because there was like, I don't think it was in the horror section.
I think it was because Hannibal and Red Dragon probably lean more towards the horror side.
Well, those are comedies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hannibal is my favorite one. But
Hannibal is hilarious.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Zombieland, Shaun of the Dead, It, The Blob, Dolls, Waxworks, Cujo, and Child's Play. But
Child's Play.
Which I'm going to get into some of those here in a second. But Mike, what are some of your favorites?
My tastes kind of range all over the place, like I said, just so long as I can engage in it in some way, shape, or form. Like, I'd say from a while back, I enjoy the original Exorcist still. For guilty pleasure's sake, I enjoy Sam Neill's Damien. The Shining. Nightbreed, definitely. I don't know if that's so much a horror movie, though, as it is like horror fantasy. It's like Barker's like Pan's Labyrinth or whatever. Yeah, okay. The first 2 Hellraisers to go along with that. More recent stuff. Maniac, the original Maniac, I really enjoy. More recent stuff. I keep thinking of old stuff now. Reanimator.
Yeah.
Conjuring, like Max said. The Conjuring I really kind of enjoyed quite a bit. I haven't seen the sequel yet, but I've heard just as good, hopefully. The first third, or no, not the first third, the first 75% of Mama I was okay with until they start showing her all the time. Like, I was cool with whenever it was like, what is going on off screen, and you know, it built up its atmosphere well, but then they start showing the disjointed ghost creature all the time. Spoilers, I guess. There's a ghost in it.
Well, I mean, I'd say that's the same thing with The Conjuring. Like, it's really far more creepy. Like when you're not actually seeing the ghost or the, you know, like the puppet or whatever. But like once you can, you know, put a face to the creepiness, then it already kind of like loses its hold on, you know, it loses its effect.
Yeah, the last 15 minutes I thought weren't that good, but the rest of the film was really good.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I mean. Like, oh, yeah, just, you know,
when Lily Taylor starts becoming a demon, that's when I'm like, okay, this is silly again.
Right.
But everything else, like that opening with Annabelle the doll, just talking about just them telling that story freaks me out. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. Like, there's definitely some stuff that's so bad it's good, but that's a totally different category.
Yeah, the Troll movie, which I just watched very recently.
Troll or Troll 2?
I watched Troll 1, the one with Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Ernest Scared Stupid.
Ernest Scared Stupid. That movie's terrified me as a child.
Yeah, I was fucking really scared of that one. But I thought it would be all right because it was an Ernest movie. It turned out to actually be scary.
Yeah, I saw that in the theaters, and my mom had to take my sister outside of the theater because it scared her too much. She was crying.
I forgot. A genuinely suspenseful horror movie was in 1973's Don't Look Back.
Okay.
Donald Sutherland's in it.
Yeah. Sutherland is awesome.
Everything like that. There's psychic powers and a big old twist that freaked me the hell out when I saw it in high school. That I had fear of little people for about a year because of that. So I recommend that one.
More suggestions. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, now that I've thought about it, In the Mouth of Madness is one of my favorite John Carpenter flicks. And Dagon, which is one of the most faithful Lovecraft adaptations I think I've ever seen on film. That's it.
The chat's throwing out the Children of the Corn, The Omen, Carrie, Exorcist, and The Fly.
The Omen. We'll never watch that shit. Creepy kids? No fucking way.
It is creepy. The original's creepy.
Yeah, the original's much creepier.
What you do is you watch Damien, because then you can just have fun watching Sam Neill.
No. That's Omen 3, The Final Conflict.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I don't know what I call it. Damien's Part 2, Final Conflict. Sorry. Yeah, I can't stand Damien, the second movie.
And if you really want
I meant Final Conflict.
If you really want to count it, you can watch Part 4 with weird snake people. I don't know.
The Omen and Children of the Corn and any of their incarnations are immediately out. Like, there's just no way.
And honestly, Damien was my favorite one of all three of those.
Mike, how long did it take you to make that costume, dude? That thing is fucking awesome.
Slaved over it since 5 a.m.
Are those your muscles, or are they built into the costume?
No, all 100% me. I hit the gym hard this morning.
No wonder you look kind of tired this week.
Before 5 a.m., because that's when you had to make the costume.
Yep. I was making the costume as I was running on the treadmill and lifting.
Mike's like, if Hugh Jackman can do it, I can do it.
Damn straight. I want to be the new Wolverine. Whatever. Or the new Michelangelo. Because they're going to reboot it. You know that's going to happen.
Absolutely, man. I'm getting 13 Ghosts, Rosemary's Baby, and 6 Cents.
13 Ghosts.
Which
I've
13
seen that
Ghosts?
movie.
Yeah, which 13 Ghosts?
The one with the monk in it.
Matthew Lillard's in that too, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And freaking, was it Shannon Elizabeth? Was she in there too?
Probably. That's about that time.
If someone says the mid-90s Haunting, I'm out.
Oh, come on. It has that
The Haunting
awesome...
from the mid-90s.
It's got that awesome CGI ghost kaleidoscope at the end. It's supposed to be scary.
Which one's the one with Liam Neeson?
That's it.
The Haunting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I like that one.
Directed by the dude who did Twister.
Yeah. Twister was a good horror movie, too.
Dorothy. I do not like that movie, man. It was on repeat in my house
What, Twister?
all the time. It's not that I hated the movie. It's just I got so burnt out on it because my sister would start it and then it would end and then she'd start it again and then it would end and then she'd start it again.
Yeesh.
Twister was
like
the
the
shit.
cow flying
It's kind of
through.
like the Kiss from a Rose song by Seal. Like I liked it the first time I heard it, but the whole trip to Lancaster was that song on repeat every time we went for a year, and I just can't do it.
I'm gonna play that song like outside your house. I'm gonna blast it one of these days. Be like, yes, go back to the shitty parts of your childhood.
Although,
Right,
neighbors might get the wrong idea. If they
That's
sit
true.
there with
Hey,
a boombox and
That's
playing
cool,
Kiss
man.
by
They'll
a
be like,
Rose.
there's a black guy doing a say anything out there.
To his
Friend,
friend,
stop playing Kiss from a Rose. Like,
No idea how this works.
can you just come pick this guy up, please?
I want to get into Fuzzy wrote Twilight. That is a horror movie, but not for the right reason.
Yeah.
Twilight. Good God.
I do want to have a little bit more of an in-depth conversation on The Shining, but some of my personal favorites, Psycho. I can't believe nobody mentioned that. That movie is so good, and the performance. What's that?
I've never seen it.
Anthony Perkins is really good in this film.
Psycho 2. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure.
Psycho
But
4.
The ending scene to Psycho 2 is going to make your whole existence worthwhile.
That is high
This-
praise.
the Scream franchise, I like all four of them. I especially like the fourth one and the remake thing that they were trying to get across the message. It was really well done, in my opinion. And New Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, I felt it was ahead of its time, and you saw a lot of the groundwork that would eventually go into Scream in that movie, and just the whole concept. And he made Freddy terrifying again, because I remember as a kid going to see it in the theaters, and Nightmare on Elm Street 6 wasn't scary, 5 wasn't scary. None of them had been scary since maybe 2 or 3 as a child. But 7 was terrifying, and watching it now, I can appreciate a lot of the things that went into making this movie. Like, where does the dream start? Where does it end? Very, very well done film. Friday the 13th 4, I really like. That's a good one. Corey Feldman shaves his head at the end. Really funny.
Yeah, just keeps smacking him in the head with a machete, going, "Die! Why won't you die?"
Jason X.
Oh, yeah.
Jason X.
Yeah.
We saw that in theaters together.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was a fucking
I'm
movie.
sorry.
When he
No,
pick,
dude,
no,
awesome.
dude, he picks up that girl in the
Yeah.
Oh, and the
his sleeping bag and bangs it against the tree. It's one of my favorite death scenes in a horror
That's like
film.
one of 3 good parts in that movie. I don't know. Man.
Oh, dude, no, Jason X is the perfect horror film for me to go watch.
If we're talking about silly horror films, Bride of Chucky, the sex scene where she asks Chucky if he has a rubber, and he's like, "I'm all rubber, baby." It's one of them. Still makes me laugh every time I watch it. We just watched it the other day, I think. Kevin writes Pearl Harbor.
Huh.
Oh man, buzzing.
It's horrifying how historically inaccurate it is.
That's
Yes.
very true.
Oh my god.
It's
But,
terrifying, man.
Let's take a second. Let's discuss The Shining. I saw it in the theaters last weekend, and one of the things about this movie is it builds up. Like, there's not a whole lot of scary things happening quickly. It's a slow build to the end that really, I think, pays off. Like, the suspense just keeps building, and the girl in the hotel room in the bathroom it's terrifying. Dan, talk about The Shining for a second.
Yeah, The Shining's awesome. Instead of giving you crappy jump scares from the beginning of the show, like the remake that Stephen King wrote did, you just get this slow build. It had the greatest trailer of all time too. It just had the elevator opening up and the blood going down. It's like, come see The Shining.
That's
But,
pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty badass, man.
Metal.
But yeah, I mean, you get this slow build. Something's wrong with this kid. His the little boy that lives in his mouth tells him not to go to the hotel, but they end up going there. And if you notice, it's subtle things like when the kid's riding his little big tyke around the hallways. The hallways don't match. He makes like 4 or 3 right turns and he's not back where he started again. It's just like little shit like that like puts you on edge. And then you get to the scary rotting chick in the bathtub and that dude in the bear suit. I don't know what the hell he's doing. you only see him for like 5 seconds.
You know what he's doing.
Okay, but that is my favorite part of the whole movie is he just like does that slow turn to the camera and smiles.
And then but then there's the other dude who leans in, and then you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, but I mean, a bear, whatever.
Was a
great party.
Sure.
And then you get like the end with the first Halloran gets it, which was a main thing away from the book, and that's just awesome. Just gets a hatchet in the chest, and just lays there. Then you got the whole maze thing at the end. It's a well-made. I would call it the first horror epic. Honestly, it's a long-ass film. It delivers. You got build-up. You got payoff.
I absolutely agree. And like I said, me and my wife, we took our kids to see it, and we take our kids to see all the Marvel movies and Disney movies.
That's
and
the same.
I say no. It's getting to my point. They don't sit through those movies. They get restless towards the end. The Shining is a 2.5-hour movie. My kids did not move once, except one of them went to the bathroom once, but they were glued to the suspense this movie was building towards. I don't think it scared any of them. They kind of thought I was a wimp because I was like, it's one of the scariest movies ever, but they were all engaged in this movie. And I think it is the way that this movie is paced out. I think it's done really, really well. Like I said, it's not the same as Mickey Mouse. But and Jack Nicholson, man, is he a terrifying man. Yeah.
He scares me just by talking about the Donner Party.
Yeah.
Right from the moment he's on the screen.
TV.
He saw it on the television.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. He saw it on the television.
So good.
Fuzzy writes, if he was a ghost, he would want to haunt the Shining Hotel. Seems like a good time. It really does seem like a good time.
Yeah,
if you're a ghost, it seems like a good time.
Yeah.
If you're one of the living, not so much.
Well, they just put you in the picture and you're a ghost. There you go.
Getting weird ghost BJs from someone in a bear suit. Yeah.
Hello.
Rondell, you got any thoughts on The Shining?
I just remember blood everywhere. I just remember, like you said, that slow build-up is probably historically one of the best techniques for suspense. That's, to date, everything's the whole, like you said earlier, Dan, the whole
scary
jump
cat
scares.
through the window, yeah.
No, that whole slow build-up is epic.
Absolutely agree. Let's go around the room real quick. Favorite horror movie of all time, Dan?
Oh, no, last.
Last?
No, I'm going last.
Okay, Max, favorite horror film of all time. I know you're not the horror guy.
The Conjuring.
Conjuring? Mike, favorite horror film of all time. Put you on the spot.
I'd have not really on the spot. I'd have to say it is The Shining, and mainly because of the movie itself. And that was the movie that kind of really got me starting to tolerate a lot of classic horror movies, but also because the story behind the making of The Shining is just as interesting. Like Stanley Kubrick was a monster pretty much to a few of the actors, like poor Shelley Duvall just fell to pieces because of him in that movie. So because of that, and yeah, definitely because of Jack and just a weird kind of sterile, like Dan was saying, it's really disjointed. Nothing really is 100% comfortable in a shot, even when nothing scary is happening. Like, yeah, I love it because of that. Yeah,
The Shining, I go back and forth between The Shining and Psycho, but The Shining, I think, is probably my favorite horror film of all time. It's got my favorite actor in it, and I love the way the movie builds to one of the best crescendos at the end that I've ever seen in a film. Rondell?
Outside of The Shining, I have to go. I'll stick with a classic, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good one. Dan?
I got it. I'm going to go with Lucio Fulci's The Beyond.
What?
Oh, that's a good film.
That is a great film. It is just.
Well, you've seen it?
Yeah, I let him borrow it.
Okay.
It's an Italian film. Its original title is La Oldola. But basically, this lady buys a hotel in Louisiana, and unbeknownst to her, this dude got crucified and quicklime to death in the basement, and it just happens to be on one of the 7 gates of hell. And
Crucified and quicklime?
Yeah, they like crucify him to the wall, and then they pour quicklime all over him and apparently melts him. I don't know. Or it makes him into a paper mache zombie that comes out later.
That's thorough.
Then some dude gets eaten by spiders, and some little girl goes blind after her mom gets melted by weird acid. And then there's zombies and some blind lady and a dog, and it's great. It's just a giant clusterfuck of awesome. I can't tell you to watch it enough.
A couple more. Oh man, one I forgot to mention. Evil Dead 2 is in my top 5 of all time. I love that movie. If you haven't been able to tell from this podcast that I'm a fan of that franchise, but the chat is throwing out Alien, Slither.
The first Alien.
Slither was cool.
Yeah, and The Thing.
With Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, The Thing.
Yeah.
I forgot
James
to
Gunn.
Oh, The Thing. Yes.
That's more of a sci-fi for me, but yeah, I could see the horror.
It's
I mean,
a horror
yeah.
movie though. Like the
Yeah,
same way
yeah.
Alien.
Oh, it's friggin' great. I'm not gonna. I will not contest that on any list, honestly. So.
Did you hear about that Halloween decoration that got banned in Canada, where it's like a dude
one?
looking into your window?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the creepy, and you can get ones that like tap on the window,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
their
that's
eyes move
friggin'
and stuff.
creepy.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Speaking
I
of
like it.
creepy, we were watching Insidious 2, and I'm texting Rondell. I'm like, hey, buddy, because he lives right up the street. I'm like, can you come over and scare my kids? Everybody is so engrossed in this movie. They keep jumping. Can you help me out? And without hesitation, he's like, I'm on my way. I've got the perfect mask for it. So we're watching this movie, and he came at the perfect time because it was right when a jump scare was about to happen. He starts tapping on the back window, and the kids, they all freak out. They jump, they're screaming, and then he gets a little closer to it, and oh my God, it was one of the greatest things ever. But then it only lasted for a minute because my wife's like, don't worry, guys, it's just Rondell. Like, I wanted Rondell to come in the back door and actually, like, just really scare him, but it was still a good laugh. I think I have that on video somewhere.
Oh, that's fucking good parenting.
That's friendship right there. That is friendship. But I want to let everybody get to The Walking Dead and Westworld, but let's take 2 seconds to discuss horror video games, because I know this is something that Dan really likes to do, is play horror games.
I do.
Well,
Games in general.
the one I've played the most is Friday the 13th on the NES. It's one of my favorite things ever. I still can't get to day 3, but Dan, some of your favorite horror video games?
On day 3, man.
It is.
Horror. I just started playing Outlast. It's pretty damn good. I like the Resident Evil series. I'd have to go with Fatal Frame as my favorite scary horror game, especially 2 and 3. You're just, some Japanese chick walking around some scary ass mansion with a camera. You got to take pictures of ghosts to kill them. I don't know. I always like those. And not Friday the 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street for the NES.
Yes.
I played that so many times, and I've gotten so close to the end I can never beat it solo.
Max, have you played any horror video games?
I played about, I'm gonna say 3 minutes of Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Oh, that's a great game.
When I was testing it out at work one time. So I'd say, yeah, it was pretty fun.
That's awesome.
I enjoyed it a lot. But that's probably the only horror game I've ever played. Because I'm definitely not signing up and paying $60 to scare myself. That's not how it's going down.
So when the It movie comes out next year and they release the counterpart video game, you're not running out to buy
Yeah,
that.
game.
I'm not going to see any of that shit. None of it.
You get to play as the clown.
I need to find something that I can get Max to bet me on, where the outcome, if he loses, would be going to see It with me. I'll think of something good.
I bet you I win in Mario Kart 64.
No.
Give me a month to practice.
I'll give you a year to practice.
Absolutely. It's on. Mike, you got any favorite horror video games?
Yeah, a couple. I remember playing the original Silent Hill a few years back and really kind of being like, yeah, I can get into this a little bit. Of course, I'd seen the movie before it, so it would kind of ruin the experience a little bit because I was kind of like, wow, this is way better than that movie. Then I remember, what was it? Condemned. When I first got my 360, I bought Condemned and got into that a little bit and just basically spent a majority of the game collecting bird carcasses. Nothing else really mattered in there. I'd have to say, though, my one video game experience that is truly, truly horrific. I don't know. I can't really think of anything that's flat out just freaked me out in a video game format necessarily. Like I tried Slender when that first came out on, but I was kind of like, oh, okay, it's just some dude standing in the woods. Never mind. Undead Nightmare on Red Dead Redemption. It's not horrific, but it's fun.
Yeah.
The zombies on Duty count.
Yeah.
And it's kind of heartbreaking that you have to kill Sasquatch, or either way he's going to die. So
yeah, that's the saddest part of the whole thing is poor Sasquatch when you kill all his relatives.
Poor Sasquatch. Man, now fucking with Sasquatch. I've murdered Sasquatch's whole family.
He just sits by a tree and he's like, "You killed my whole family. Now it's my turn to die." It's like, Jesus, man.
Nobody loves poor Sasquatch.
Jesus. First, before I get to Fuzzy's comment, Eternal Darkness was suggested by Kevin, and Christy suggested Dead Space. Dead Space is a lot of fun. I have not actually played Eternal Darkness, but I've heard it's really good. Yeah.
I watched the Dead Space anime, but I did not.
Oh, has anyone played the Alien Isolation?
Yes, I like it.
I demoed that for 30 seconds as well.
Yes, I actually really like it. It's really good, especially if you have the lights out and there's surround sound up. But Fuzzy, Max and I are not going to play Dick Chicken for the bet. Sorry, it's not going to happen. That was his suggestion for it. That's not even a game. Sorry, Fuzzy.
Yeah, Dick Chicken is definitely a game, but it's not a game I'm going to play.
No, it's not a game. No. I've known Max for 27 years, and we've both managed to not see that. So I think we're going to try to go another 27 years with that not happening. But that is our show tonight. And if you didn't know, tonight's podcast was brought to you by Audible.com. Go to audibletrial.com/3geeks for all of your audiobook needs. I just downloaded Gone Girl, and I am listening to it. I really like how they're doing the narration. Like, similar to the movie, you get the guy's point of view. It's read by a guy. And then when you get the female point of view, it's read by a female. And I like how they're doing that with the book, the same way they did in the movie. So definitely check out Gone Girl. And like the guys always say, if you don't know how to read, lazy, or just extremely busy, can't pick up a book because you're driving a lot or you're working in an office, plug in some headphones. What's that?
Real books are flammable.
Yeah, they are flammable. Real books are flammable. And
you don't want that in your home.
And as Smokey the Bear says, only you can prevent forest fires.
Prevent freak library fires.
Right. Fuzzy says we both lose. Sorry, Ryan. I know you were looking forward to that.
I think we both lose if we play.
That's what I'm saying.
We both lose.
I'm okay with being a loser.
I think the universe loses if we play.
You both lose if you play Fuzzy?
No. Yeah, that too. That also, if anyone engages in this game at all, I feel like they're
also check out the McGTV and the 3 Geeks T-Public account down below. I loved our chat. It's awesome. The chat feed. Thank you so much for the support. We actually picked up a bunch of new subscribers tonight on tonight's show, so we appreciate all of the support. Hit that like button down below. Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought of the podcast. If there's anything we can fix, we have a special guest coming on next week. We're looking forward to interviewing. And Christy, thanks a lot for all you do. Have a great night from the 3 Geeks podcast.